I'm Holly with Missouri River Soap, and today I'm soaping another soap for the Rainbow Extravaganza. This is going to be a raspberry lilac, and it's going to kind of be a little lighter colored, not really pastel, I don't think, of Sweetly Clean without that bottom white layer. So the first thing I'm going to do is add in the coconut milk and get that blended in. Now I'm going to put in the lye solution. This is cooled to room temperature. I just want to get this emulsified. I'm going to be splitting this off into 6 different colors. So what I'm probably going to do is go weigh how much soap I have in here, and then I will divide that by 6. And once I have the first one measured out, then I can kind of see what line I need to get to for the other pictures. That was a good plan, except for my poor scale just totally cannot do that. It can go pretty high, but it can't go this high. So I'll just have to wing it. I've done it before, and I don't remember what it was. I should have gone back and looked at some video that I have recorded, but I didn't, so we're winging it. Well, that was pretty much perfect. Okay, I'm going to mix the colors per usual. Kind of gets repetitive with the rainbow soaps, but it is what it is. I'm using all Vibrance micas from Nurture Soap today. Even my pink is the pink Vibrance. I don't usually use it, but I had a sample here and I thought, oh hey, let's just go with the Vibrances. I did intend to mix in a little titanium dioxide because I want it to be lighter version, so I'll just add in a little bit to each one. That's pretty much it. Okay. I don't remember how much this fragrance accelerates, so I'm actually going to get the colors mixed first. That way if it happens to rise at all, the colors will be pretty much blended. I didn't want to add the fragrances in, the fragrance, before I got it all blended up as far as the colors go. So I'm just adding it right now to each pitcher. This will loosen it up just a bit. It smells so good. So I'm going to give these a really good stir and get set up with my mold, and I'll come back. So at this point I don't know quite what's going on. My camera seems to be shutting off on me. So what I'm doing, I'm pouring in the center and then just kind of swirling it. And what I've said twice now, hopefully it's not repetitive. Actually, hopefully it is. Hopefully it got the footage. Seems like it's staying on this time, so I don't know what was going on. Seems like my camera is dying already. I haven't had it for that long. Now this is going to be kind of an ugly green. You know the routine if you've watched very many soap making videos. It kind of gets an ugly green, but it comes back to a nice bright color. It can be rather shocking the first time you work with some of these. There's greens that do this, and then there's some yellows that go bright orange. You're like, wait a minute, I wasn't going for orange. But if you're just patient and go through saponification, it'll take a little longer if you don't gel. And the gel is where it just basically heats up and wonderful things happen. I've done both, and I do like both varieties, but I prefer gelled soap. So sometimes I don't get all the soap scraped out, and I kind of plan for that in my batches. And then I'll just, at the end when I'm doing cleanup, I'll just get that all scraped out for something else. Just a family soap or whatever. So it may look like I'm not getting it all done, but it's okay. Still gonna be fine. So this is a little thicker than what I wanted. So I really hope this camera can keep this together while I do this pour. trying to be really careful as I scrape that I'm not blending the colors together. Just kind of scraping them separately. In fact, I think I'm going to go with that so it doesn't get any more muddied. So the soap is a little bit thicker right here. Kind of shifted around, but it's thick enough that it's not really wanting to move, but I don't want to mix it up too much, so I might just do something simple like that, just to kind of move it around. You can see how thick it is. It's really not wanting to do anything else at this point. If it had been a little bit thinner, I would have gotten a little better swirl. But I'd still rather it be thick than the thin. I think that's all I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to clean up the edges and call it good. I'll see you back here for the cut. Okay, so I am back to cut the Raspberry Lilac soap, and it just turned out so beautiful. I love that swirl. The top ended up a little, it was a little ho-hum, a little ash. I don't worry about steaming the ash off or anything. It's going to rinse off with the first use or two. And so I don't really concern myself with it, as I've said. So I expect this soap to be really hard. I have mentioned it in my other videos so far that I was so busy that I kind of delayed the cutting, and so all these soaps are very hard now. So I'm just going to kind of come up on my tippy toes. Though this one's not quite as bad. It was one of the later ones. Oh my goodness. Isn't that so pretty? I love that. Oh my. That's nice. So pretty. I love it. This is a successful batch for sure. Nice. All the bars that we had loaves, the bars from the loaves that we cut so far were from the outside. So that's kind of interesting how that one, it's very close. Well, wasn't that close to the end. Usually the very end pieces look like that, but I did have a little piece there with it. But wow, that's kind of a cool look. Anyway, I was just saying that the loaves that we cut already were from the edges, and so they're going to have a little different look because this is where the soap, you know, hit the edge. So it's going to look like that in a lot of the bars, and so that's what I took the picture of. Wow, this soap is spectacular. Oh my goodness. And this is such an amazing scent. It's one that was requested that I bring back, and I was like, because I did this in the Celebrate 2020 soap that I did on New Year's Day. This is the same scent, and so I was asked to bring it back because it is gorgeous. Ah, man, I love this. I love it. Wow. I think I'm going to regret that I didn't make really big batches in all of these. And a lot of that had to do with just energy and supplies and time and everything. Because on those super huge batches, I usually have to be able to split them up because I don't have a pot big enough, and if I did, I'd almost not be able to handle it. So most of my super duper big batches that I do end up being multiple batches to make one soap. And I just didn't want to do that on all of them because it gets rather exhausting. But I do wish that I had just eons of stock backing up this rainbow extravaganza. It's to the point where to really get much larger I need a pot tipper, and good golly, those things are expensive. So the main thing is that this is artisan soap, and I make this soap just kind of like from an artist viewpoint. It's my expression of creativity, and I increase as much as I can to offer as much as I can, but with designs like this, sometimes it's not, I don't know, it's not super easy just to do massive batches all the time. And then we gotta be able to clean it up, and it just takes a lot of time. So this is what we're gonna do for this year, but maybe 2020 for another year, or if I just make rainbow soaps here and there, it makes it easier to increase their sizes. I pretty much could not fill. I'm filming this now clear after the 4th of July, the cutting part, and I gotta say, I was not able to fill my arms for a while because of all just the scraping of the pots from all the different colors and everything. And I am really excited to get back to making my regular soaps. I love that feathery look that it gets when you do an in the pot swirl. This just turned out really great. There's some looks like titanium dioxide specks in some of the bars. It's completely not a problem, but this one's not too bad actually. It's very, very minor. Oh, I love this. So there's that kind of that feathery look again. I love that. I just love it. I just love it all. I'm going to say love a whole lot of times because it's the truth. I love it. I love the rainbows. The rainbow extravaganza is a little intense, and it does take a considerable amount of time to accomplish all of these things, but I really do love it, and I love sharing with you guys. I don't need to clean up all of those. I'm going to be just going and cleaning this whole cutter off here in just a moment anyway. So all of these, look at these. There's actually more down here on the end, but look at all those samples. Aren't those going to be great? Super duper. So nice. Alright, so I guess what I will do, I kind of do this anyway. Usually I clean up a little bit first. Swing this big old tray over. Oh goodness, I just wish this whole thing was completely full because it's a beautiful soap. So I put all of these off to the side here and just let them cure. We end up moving these around a little bit. And so there we have the raspberry lilac soaps. Smells beautiful, looks even better. It's actually quite heavy. So here we have this gorgeous, beautiful soap. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.